Hello everybody, this is Adam with Transparency Pro, the Game Machine, bringing you a video on a topic today about Darkstalkers Resurrection. I did kind of a mini ish review on it. Really liked the game, really enjoyed a collection of two great fighting games, but sadly it seems like it's in a little bit of trouble. What happened is on a Capcom Unity forum, a user on there was posting that, hey, they noticed that Darkstalkers is one of the top 7 ranked games on the PSN charts. And that sounds great and fantastic, right? Well, apparently it's not as good as we'd like to think. Christian Svensson from he's the VP of Capcom USA, I think. I'm saying that right. Anyways, he was talking about how it's not high enough to actually be successful. He pretty much wrote his response on, you may hear some clicking here, on Capcom Unity, and he mentioned it's sadly not as high as it really needs to be successful. We're working on promotions and the like to improve the situation. So yeah, I'll even put links to this stuff below. But he was saying that they're still going to try to work harder to promote it and try to get it out there, and that they feel like they've worked really hard to make it really good. And actually, it is a pretty good port of those two games, the way they got the online. They got everything else. The online's choppy sometimes, but I think that's just G2PO or GGPO. I can't remember the netcode. I'm done. Anyway, so yeah, it's that netcode that they use in the game, and they said that it just you know. But here's the other thing that I think is interesting to know, because we have heard companies in the past, and some people have blamed Capcom because of the comments of like one guy in Europe who was like, "Oh, fans love it more." He actually laid it out and saying he didn't want people to jump to the wrong conclusions, and not blaming fans who didn't buy it or who bought it. He said he's actually thankful to the people. He's actually saying that he is thankful for the people that have been supporting him, because he knows the people are actually out there. They're really wanting this thing to work. They're really wanting this thing to come out there, and he's actually praising fans, even though the game isn't selling that well. And I would really like to see this sell better. And I'm not going to ask everybody to go out and buy it. I mean, unless you really like Darkstalkers games, so unless you like fighting games, buy it if you love fighting games, love old fighting games, or Darkstalkers in general, definitely. But I think this thing is that it mentions that, it makes it harder for them to sell games like this if people don't support games like this. So, in other words, like, what if there could be a Power Stone collection, and it's all based on the sales of this? If people don't support these things, then they don't get more of them. So the thing is with this kind of stuff is it's kind of, unfortunately, it's the business side. Like these guys, like the Capcom USA guys, I think, out of all the Capcom people, not saying Capcom's perfect, because let's be honest, they've made some blunders. I'm not even going to go into that whole Mega Man first-person shooter thing. Oh, good gosh. I mean, that would have been great as a first-person shooter, not as a Mega Man title. But, yeah, but Capcom's not had a great past, but it seems like the USA guys are the guys that are actually trying to make things better. They seem to actually be fans. They seem to actually care about the products. It's just that Japan is the ones pulling the strings here, and these guys genuinely actually care. That's the one thing I want to say. I know in a way I'm almost kind of, some people may think of me as a Capcom defender in a way, but in actuality, they've done bad, and I will not apologize, for getting on them for doing bad things, because, the canceling of Legends and all these other things, it's just stupid. I mean, that was just dumb on their part, because that could have actually sold pretty well, I think, for 3DS. Believe it or not. I know some people think that it wouldn't, but for 3DS, yeah, I think it would have done well. But it just pains me that that they would do dumb things like this. But I think they're trying to turn over a new leaf. I think they don't know what to do with Mega Man. That's another story for another day, I guess. But yeah, in this case here, like these old games that they're trying to put out, and they're also putting out this other collection coming out soon. I think that if we support games like this, we'll get more games like this. If you want more games like this, you need to actually purchase some of these. And I think that they're just hurting right now. And I think another reason, it's not really as much sales. I think part of that And I'd say a big part of it is kind of their fault in a way, because they really didn't promote this as much as they should. And I think that they really should have worked harder on promoting this. I think that, yeah, I mean, it does matter, like, who buys it and everything else, but it's their job to get that out there. I think they could have done a little bit better on that. I guess this is just my general thoughts on that whole situation. It's that this is a really good series, and it would be nice to actually see them bring it, like Street Fighter 4 style, you know, bring it out to the next generation of systems, like a next generation fighting game, Darkstalkers. How cool would that be, right? Probably even more gory, more violent, but yeah, their sales are low right now. So yeah, if it's a kind of game that you're looking for, I say buy it. I'm not going to say buy it if you don't want to buy it, honestly. But yeah, if you like those kind of games, support it so we can see more of them, if that's what you want. But yeah, Capcom, they're really hoping that they are going to push more in that promotion, but they should have done that sooner. What do you guys think? Are you a little disappointed at the numbers of Darkstalkers? Are you not surprised Darkstalkers didn't sell that well? Just leave your thoughts and comments below.